Wow.
Onward and upward to the next Brad Bird film, considered by many to be probably the best Pixar film. Again, you can probably insert Pixar film here, and people would consider it to be the greatest Pixar film of all time. But anyway,
Yeah, true.
Ratatouille.
Another good one.
Yes. Now, this unfortunately is going to be a running story in regards to some of these films, but apparently there was supposed to be a writer and director who were actually set to make Ratatouille, but the disgraced animator / director John Lasseter decided to replace them with Brad Bird. And Brad Bird, I don't know how late in the production it was, but I heard that he basically took elements from it and rewrote the basis of it. Do I think that's for the best? I haven't seen the original draft of Ratatouille, but I clearly just adore what they did with this film, because I'll tell you, okay, The Incredibles was basically their first spy / superhero film. Cars was their first, like, sports film, basically, I guess.
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Ratatouille is basically their first indie film. And if you're
I could see that.
If you're a fan of indie films,
that's why this one didn't connect with me as much, but I still like it.
You're
a fan of indie films.
It's really, really good because if you think, oh, this is going to be the plot, it completely like does a 180 and it's like, oh no, it's about this now. Oh no, it's about this now. Oh no, it's about this now. That type of thing. And it's done fairly consistently and very well done. It's done very, very well. Again, this type of thing, it's a fine line, okay? If you go bad, it's a very, very fine line. If you don't fall on that straight line, it can go real bad, real fast. And with a masterful director that is Brad Bird and a masterful writer that is Brad Bird, he made the impossible come true. Listen.
Masterful masterpiece.
Yes. So, what exactly happens in this film? I'm not going to go into extensive detail because, again, if I did the same thing that Skits did with the films that he did, we would be here for eternity. So, I'll just give you the shortish plot, right?
Go for it.
I don't even know how many plots there are, but I'm just going to number them as I go along. Plot 1. Remy, the rat, has the gift of smelling what ingredients can go with which ingredients to make a really great dish. He can cook. He can read. And he can smell poison. And he's not being appreciated by his family and all that. He's got to escape. And so they escape the old woman who, like, gets, rat poison and bullets and guns and all that, which I didn't even know they could have guns in France. So there's that. Turns out this happens in France.
Yeah, that's also true.
Remy gets separated from his family. He goes out and finds out he's in Paris, aka the cornerstone of food, basically. And he winds up at Gusteau's, aka the, for many people, considered to be the greatest restaurant of all time, and he was the number one fan of this restaurant. And so he bumbles in there and finishes off this soup and starts to become this cook and all that. That's plot 1. And that's where you think, oh, this film's going to be like, oh, he's just going to sneak into the restaurant and, become a cook or something, just like in secret, and they won't know exactly what happened. But no, it doesn't happen like that. They catch Remy. This is plot 2. Plot 2 happens where Remy and who is it? Linguini. I keep on thinking it's Luigi, but it's not Luigi. It's Linguini. Linguini, he almost tries to kill Remy, but they form a bond and the trust and all that, and then they have to work together to make food. You know, I guess somehow they try to figure out, oh, how are we gonna cook together, you know? But then they find out that, oh, he's gonna control Linguini by using his hair as like a marionette doll, basically, like a puppet. Which I don't even know how in the hell that works, but hey, that's water in the bridge, okay? Just you gotta be a little cartoony in this cartoon, okay? Listen. But anyway, they start cooking. Film. They start cooking, and you think, oh, okay, well, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the they're just gonna continue cooking all that. But no, in fact, it goes an entirely different way, where you know they start cooking, they start become brilliant and all that, but Remy's family comes back. This is plot 3. Plot 3 happens where Remy's family comes back, and he's got to blackmail his brother and a few other rats to, you know, make sure that they don't tell his dad or any of his other family about the fact that he's got in connection with humans and food and all that stuff. Or no, he's got to actually, yeah, I think that's that's it.
Okay. Take your word.
And then Linguini has his life going for him, where he's got his, you know, his life's building up. He's got a girlfriend. He's got all that stuff. He finds out he's Gusteau's son, who's the head of the kitchen, but apparently he died. And his stupid sous chef, who's quote unquote the villain of this film, he takes over the kitchen in the restaurant. But Linguini finds out that actually he's the son of Gusteau. So yeah. Then plot 4 kicks in, where Remy has to show Linguini that he's Gusteau's son. So he does that and whatever. He becomes the head of Gusteau's now.
Ooh.
And he starts to become, you know, like reaching a little too close to the sun, kind of like Lightning McQueen, if you will. And then plot 5 kicks in, where he tries to get revenge on Linguini because he kicks him out because he doesn't appreciate him or whatever. And the whole family helps him out and all that after, I guess, he tells his dad or something. But anyway. And then, yeah, he gets kicked out of the kitchen. Linguini has to do it basically on his own. And then Remy comes over and helps him out. Not before 2 things kind of kick in, where I guess earlier in the film, Remy and his dad actually talk it out and is like, yeah, this is how humans are or something, you know, the poisons, the rat traps, the works. But Remy's like, no, humans are different. This human's different. I can change. I can be a better person or whatever, you know? And then all that stuff happens. The dad's like, yeah, maybe humans are like that, but I can see that you're changed. You know, you're actually a cook. So we're not cooks, we're family. We're going to help you out here. After the cooks, who find out that Remy was the mastermind behind Linguini's success, you would think, oh, yeah, the cooks are actually going to help out. You know, even though it's a little weird, it's a little stupid that they would help, but they're going to help out. But no, they actually quit because they can't stand the fact that Linguini's is a fraud, basically. They can't accept the fact that Remy's a rat and he can cook, right? But his family comes out and helps him, gives him one last time as like a fully fledged real life cook in Gusteau's. And of course, Linguini's girlfriend comes back and helps him out too and all that. And they charm the critic so much with Ratatouille, a.k.a. the basis of the film, and the name of the film, if you will. And
yes.
And yeah, then I can't believe I'm saying this, but plot 6 kicks in right here, where it starts to become about the creation of art, and it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, as long as you create high quality art. And of course, you know, they close the restaurant down because, of course, the villain tells on them and all that. Gusteau's closes down, but it's a bittersweet ending because Remy actually gets to, you know, have his own restaurant where he serves both rats and people, which is kind of a cop-out, and I don't think would happen in real life, but you know what, whatever. You know, he's got to have a happy ending for the Disney folks out there. And yeah, that's basically
a Disney ending, indeed.
6 plots in this film, but they're all seamlessly told and very well done. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but it actually works. And
it
Patton
does.
Oswalt plays Remy. Okay, come on now.
There we go. Good stuff.
Indeed. Again, an indie film, but it's so well done. And you know why it's called Ratatouille? I'll just really briefly explain why it's called Ratatouille. You want to know why it's called Ratatouille?
Why is that?
It's actually a French stew. It's not, you know, what it looks like in the film, actually. It's actually a French stew that, you know, French just put in. It's like a gumbo, basically. It's like you put in anything and everything you can to make it work. And they put all these stuff. It's like the film. They put all these plots together, and it works. Oh, you know, very nice.
See what they did. Clever.
Very clever, very clever. That's why Brad Bird is the genius.
There you go.
But anyway, yes, this is a fabulous film. One of my personal favorites. If not for The Incredibles, this is definitely in the top 5, if not the top 3. I just love it so much. And I'm going to give this a... What did I put it on Letterboxd? Actually, I'll put it on Letterboxd here. But anyway, son, what is your experience with Ratatouille, and what would you rate it?
Let's see. I think I watched it once after it was done in theaters. I think I watched it at one point. I'd like to say I had a board game based on it. I think maybe rented the video game from Blockbuster one time. Didn't end up buying it. It was not one that my mind really wanted to remember the plot of for some reason. I just remember it was there and it happened.
It's not really an ADHD type of film, I guess.
In some ways it is, and in others maybe not. I don't know. Regardless, I was not like intrigued by it per se, but it's a very fascinating plot, or set of plots, I should say. So, and I don't dislike it either. You know, it's not like it's bad, but I'd say I'd give it an 8.8.
That's great.
Mate? 8.8 out of
8.8 out of 8.
Oh wow!
Whoa! Anyway, though, yeah, seriously though, I
8.8
really enjoyed this film. Even as a kid, I would watch this film fairly regularly. I remember liking it a lot more. I don't know why. I like the colors probably or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was done nicely.
Because dare I say it, this is more adult than The Incredibles probably. In many things, you gotta think while you're watching the film. Honestly, it's not like you can actually just turn this on. You know, you gotta think while you're watching it. But still, a fabulous, well done film, and I'm gonna give this, as it is on my Letterboxd,
a 10.
Yep, 10 out of 10. Yep, exactly.
Cool.
Because it's just that great. It's closer to a 9 than a 11, I guess, but still 10 out of 10. It's the lower of the 10. Of the 10s that I've given tends
see.
to. Let me tell you, but it's still chef's kiss of a film, if you will. Oh, and it
it's
matches
so
with the film.
Oh, why we the camera?
I gotta say, the animation superb. This is actually.
Yeah, pretty good.
Hold on. No, okay. Except for The Incredibles, this is the best human animation Pixar's done so far. Was human animation in Finding Nemo, which is each time they get better and better. Human animation.
Yeah,
Practice. There was human animation in the Toy Story films that was miscellaneous. Human animation, Monsters Inc. They got a little bit better. Finding Nemo a little bit better. The Incredibles, that was actually 2D, and then they translated it to 3D, which gave it a style, which is I consider that an exception. And
let's see.
Cars, no humans, so you can't do that. And And yeah, this one, so far, is the best one. Mainly because it's the same director, and they did probably the exact same thing, honestly. But I dare say this is sort of better. The Incredibles was top Pixar human animation. This is, dare I say it, even better. There I go, I said it. Even though Linguini's got a huge-ass nose, but still.
He does, yeah.
Anyway, though,